Welcome again to this community session where we're going to be connecting again with the sounds that are intended and full of generations of people who've been using them to come back home to their inner higher self with a heart full of devotion, gratitude, just pointing their entire being toward that truth, toward that supreme consciousness with the kirtan today. So let's start by settling ourselves in with our opening prayer. So I invite you to join us. You can read along, you can chant along. We'll bring our opening prayer onto the screen for you, if it's a new one for you as well. So take a moment to just inhale, exhale, let the body land where you are. Together we can chant. You can join me on an inhalation. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shanti Prakashaya Namaha. Om Ayodhya-nathaya Namaha. Om Shunyacharya Namaha. Om Atma-tattvam Namaha. Om Vidya-tattvam Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Wonderful. So, last week we explored this Jaya Jagadeesha Hare kirtan, Bhajan. And today we'll be continuing with the next 4 verses of that. So I think we should just start by inviting Swara again to be with us. She's here to take us through the musical sounds of this journey, to help us connect with our own inner vibration. So Swara, I'd like to invite you to take us forward as we begin our session.
Jai Ma, and thank you, Ishani. Thank you, everybody. Greetings. It's so wonderful to be here again together this week. For a second week to be learning this beautiful bhajan. And I want to just start today again by just taking some time to ground into our bodies. By first feeling the sound vibration that is moving and animating within our bodies. And really experiencing what that vibration feels like somatically. So again, if you were here last week, you already know we'll be practicing some Brahmari for a moment. So I'm just going to guide you into that right now. And a reminder, if you weren't here last week, or if this is a new practice for you, what it will look like is taking your thumbs and closing your ears, and taking your middle finger and closing your eyes, and then you'll be resting your other fingers just on your face gently, easefully. And then we'll be taking a nice breath into the body, and then I'll guide you through the rest. So just starting there and keeping your ears open for a moment just to hear my directions, and then you can really go deeply into the practice. So let's begin now by closing your ears and your eyes. And we'll be moving the sound up from the Muladhara, the root chakra, up through our spine into our crown. So, really activating every space along the way and moving the energy throughout our bodies. And just feeling into, as we go through this, experiencing the way that we are activating every space along the way, moving the energy throughout. It's it really is an act of stimulation for not just a we're not just vibrating here. What are we doing? We are activating our parasympathetic nervous system, and that also allows us to feel more at home in our bodies. So just really experiencing that, allowing yourself to experience that. So thumbs over the ears and fingers over the eyes, and we'll take a nice deep breath in and then move with our mouths closed the sound from our root chakra up. You can just hum and feel the vibration moving through. Nice breath in. And really making sure that you are feeling the sound travel from the base of your body all the way up. And when it comes to the top, you'll feel your nose vibrate, you'll feel your head vibrate. So, really feeling that vibration moving through. Let's do that 2 more times, just listening to your own sound. And again. And now just doing that a couple more times on your own without any leading, any guidance, just allowing yourself to be fully in the practice. So 2 more times on your own. I'm not going to make any sounds, so you can just really hear yourself. And 1 more time. Beautiful. When you're ready, just taking a moment just to sit in the feeling of the body. Noticing the sensations, noticing if anything has changed from how you felt before doing this practice. Maybe your breath has slowed down. Maybe you're feeling more aware of your seat. Just whatever you're noticing, just observe the body. And when you're ready, rubbing your hands together, accumulating some nice heat, some nice warmth, just some nice energy into your hands. And when you're feeling nice and warm, just placing those hands over your eyes and offering some of that sweet energy you just cultivated back to yourself. back to your body. And when you're ready, slowly pulling the eyes away from the face and just allowing yourself to gaze into your own hands. Just appreciating this being that you are. And just setting your hands in your lap, whatever position is comfortable for you. Welcome, welcome back as you come back into this more collective space here. How's everybody feeling? If you want to write something in the chat, I'd love to know how that felt for you. Shraddha says grateful. Me too. Me too. Yeah. Grounded, peaceful. Opening. Yeah, David. Yeah, what a wonderful thing to get to have such a easeful way to just become more present with our bodies. What a gift. For anyone who missed last week's class, Heather says connected. Yeah, Heather, thank you. We're having this beautiful opportunity to learn this bhajan together. And for anybody who is new to, or maybe hasn't heard the word bhajan, a bhajan is a reverential song. It's a song of reverence, and one that connects our heart's knowing with our expression to the divine. And in this case, Ishwara. So a bhajan is not just words, right? It's a full vibrational expression of love and devotion. So I really want to invite all of us today to feel, and just to feel the potency and the power of this bhajan and of this act of chanting. So feel free to just experience the fullness of this heart song. If you want to move your body today, if you want to express through the movements of your hands, if you want to nod your head, move your fingers any particular way, any way that helps you feel expressed. Just please give yourself full permission to do that. It's really important because this sometimes helps us somatically feel the transmission of these words and these vibrations. So just allow yourself, if we were in a community space chanting this, sometime, with full bhakti, we would be just allowing ourselves to fully give ourselves to this song. So I just want to invite us, as we get more comfortable with the song, or if you're someone who's been hearing this song for a long time, maybe you can lead by example, just, getting to see your expression. I feel like that helps us get a better experience of what it is to chant the bhajan in community. And it really is such a joyous act, and such an experience that it really can be ecstatic. So just a full invitation today. Wanted to mention that. We are gonna once again go into listening to the sound, and as we do that today, feel free if you want to hum. You're welcome to hum along like we did last week and just really catch the cadence and hear the melody of the song. Full invitation to do that. And otherwise, if you're feeling more confident, more ready, just trying to sing along with the song with yourself. And then afterwards, Ishani is once again going to share about what these words mean and the second 4 verses today. And then we will go into more pronunciation and call and response and move from there. So thank you everybody for being here today in the beautiful celebration of this song.
Thank you, Swara. I'll share the song now.
Thank you. Yes.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट,
भक्त जनों के संकट
क्षण में दूर करे।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
जो ध्यावे फल पावे, दुख बिन से मन का।
स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का।
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे,
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे।
कष्ट मिटे तन का।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
मात पिता तुम मेरे, शरण गहूँ किसकी।
स्वामी शरण गहूँ किसकी।
तुम बिन और ना दूजा,
तुम बिन और न दूजा।
आस करूं जिसकी।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम पूरन परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी।
स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी।
पर ब्रह्म परमेश्वर,
पर ब्रह्म परमेश्वर।
तुम जग के स्वामी।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम करुणा के सागर, तुम पालन करता।
स्वामी तुम पालन करता।
मैं मूरख खल कामी,
मैं मूरख खल कामी।
कृपा करो भरता।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम हो एक अगोचर, सबके प्राणपति।
स्वामी सबके प्राणपति।
किस विध मिलूं दया मैं,
किस विध मिलूं दया मैं।
तुमको मैं कुमति।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
दीन बंधु दुख हरता, तुम ठाकुर मेरे।
स्वामी तुम ठाकुर मेरे।
अपने हाथ बढ़ाओ,
अपने हाथ बढ़ाओ।
द्वार पड़ा तेरे।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा।
स्वामी पाप हरो देवा।
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ,
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ,
संतन की सेवा।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
पूर्ण ब्रह्म की आरती जो कोई गावे,
स्वामी जो कोई गावे,
कहत शिवानंद स्वामी,
कहत शिवानंद स्वामी,
सुख संपत्ति आवे।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
Jai Ma. Mhm. The experience of rhythm, the experience of song, of sound, it just kind of settles us into this integrated beingness in a way that thinking too hard about something, in a way that taking a nap about something when it's on our mind and just resting, there's something about this combination that really does something special. So let's look at some of these words. We can hear the excitement in the voices of the people singing. We know that it's evoking something, even if we can't understand it. There's like something that feels lighter, brighter in us when we hear these words. So, what are these words saying? So let's look in the chat. We have downloaded you can download the PDF of the slides I'm about to share right now, which are the same as last time. Otherwise, I'll share them on the screen today as well. So last time we looked at the first four verses. First, we were discussing who is this Jagadishwara, the Jagat Ishwara, the Ishwara of the Jagat, the supreme ruler, master of, the orchestrator of the whole world. So in the first verse, we're showing ourselves as devotees, as in service of that supreme consciousness. The second verse was talking about what happens when we bring our conscious awareness to that presence in this universe. We become free of sorrow, joyful, prosperous. Our body and mind are well. And in verse 3, we saw that essential essence, that truth, is the real origin story of us. Not only just the biological mother and father, but that presence is who we go to for ultimate protection, safety, security. And then in verse 4, we called out to this Ishvara as that Paramatma, that Atma that is within us as an individual soul is one with that Paramatma, that great Atma. So we were reminded of the one-to-one, the sameness, the oneness, the inseparability of our indwelling deepest self, and that. So it elevates us in that way. We become expanded in our idea of who we are. And now, so those were the 4 verses that we discussed last week, a little more in depth. So let's come to verse 5. Here it says, it's calling out to Ishwara and saying, you are the ocean of compassion. You are the nurturer of everyone. This word karuna means compassion. I'm ignorant and go after my desires, but I am your servant and you are my Lord, and therefore shower your grace on me. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. So here we see this theme that happens so when I read this verse, I feel so tender-hearted because I know that this is something so common to all of us human beings. And at one point in our life, we've felt this yearning for a compassion, for someone to just give us some grace, cut us a break, tell us it's okay. And very often, before we encounter deeper spiritual truths, we seek that kind of fullness, that kind of wholeness, that kind of reassurance, that kind of safety. We seek it everywhere. We find partners, we find friends, we find material success, we find food, we find uh, sexuality, we find all kinds of things that we feel like is going to give us, heal our wounds from the outside and give us relief. And in this bhajan, we're saying, aside from all that, I chased all that up, down, left, right, center, but I can just step into this ocean of compassion. There is this ocean of compassion which I can just submerge myself into that involves no chasing, no running, and that gives me true sustenance, true nurturing with no strings attached. Because all those other things we chase in the world eventually come with a pain, eventually come with loss, eventually disappoint us in some way. But this ocean of compassion, Jagadishwara, that coming there for this is something different. So this karuna is compassion, sagar is ocean. We're coming to that ocean of compassion. So this is that verse 5. So when you chant this verse, you can imagine yourself letting go of all the things you were chasing to feel healed, whole, and complete, and just taking a dip in this ocean of compassion. And then we come to this verse 6, where here the meaning is that you are the one unseen. You are the Lord of all lives. And here it says that, how shall I meet you, O merciful one? How shall I meet you? I am ignorant. So let's unpack these words a little. You are the one unseen. So this, we know from previous study with Acharya Shunya that Ishwara, Brahman, it's beyond the capacity of our senses. It's even beyond the conception of our mind. These are equipments that we as human beings have to navigate the world. But when we're trying to connect to that deeper ultimate truth, it's beyond those. It's imperceptible. We can't see it. And yet here in this verse, it's acknowledging that that unseen presence is what is keeping in motion, what is orchestrating, is the Lord is the word that they're using here, of all these lives. So the bhakta, the devotee is asking, in that case, I can't see you. I can't even imagine, I can't even conceive of you, understand you with my mind. How can I meet you? How can I meet you? Which is a question maybe we've asked ourselves. I feel this yearning. I want to know my deepest self. I want to know God, but like, how can I meet you? I am ignorant means I have no idea. I don't know. But ignorant, that word ignorant that we use in many teachings, ignorant doesn't mean stupid or dumb or foolish. It just means that my mind is getting in the way. My ideas of who I am are getting in the way. So we're acknowledging that there seems to be this barrier between me, my idea of me, and that ultimate truth. And the bhakta here is saying, I know it's me. I know I'm getting in my own way. I know I've put up this conceptual barrier between me and you. It's because I don't know who I truly am. It's because I don't know my true self. So we're saying, all right, God, then why don't you come down here and help me? Why don't you win over my ignorance? Why don't you illuminate me so that I can know you without these eyes, without these ears, without these senses? So this is just laying it all out in front of the divine here. And here in verse 7, the bhakta, the devotee, says, you are a friend of the helpless and remover of sorrows. You are my Lord. Swami, you are my protector. So raise your hand of the Varada boon, of the Abhaya, of the fear dispelling mudra, and take me under your protection. I surrender myself at your feet. O Jaya Jagadeesha Hare. So this verse I feel a continuation of that, is asking God to help us. Saying, I've come as far as I can. I've come as far as I can get. But now please you come to me. So when we say that that the divine, that Ishwara is the friend of the helpless and remover of sorrows, how does it remove those things? One basic level interpretation of this is like, make me happy, make my children study well so that they can get good jobs and I don't have to worry about them. Make my health be better so that I'm not suffering and fearful. Please remove these obstacles of these things. So one layer of help we come to the divine is to help us in this transactional world. Help me suffer less is one layer of laying ourselves uh, at the mercy of the divine. But how, from an Advaita Vedanta perspective, how does Ishvara remove our sorrows? Really, really, how it removes our sorrows is by illuminating our consciousness of who we truly are. And so this request is yes, it can be read as for the mundane things. You help the helpless, you remove sorrows. But let's remember as we chant this, you're a friend of the helpless, you remove sorrows by revealing the truth of who you are within them, within them. So in this way, Ishvara protects us. And raise your hand, that Varada, that boon giving. So you may have seen in many images um, of of Indian deities. Sometimes they'll be holding their hand, just a palm facing open, just holding that hand. And this is a mudra, which is meant to be, it symbolizes that Ishvara, that divine presence, or in the form of that deity, can flow blessings to us, flow light of self-awareness to us. And abhaya means fearless. Fearless because we see the truth. Because once we see the truth of this whole samsara setup, and then my whole mind setup, and then my whole ego setup, and this whole karmic setup, and then the fact that Ishvara is there inside of all of it, there's really nothing to fear. There's really nothing to fear. So we ask the protection that Ishvara takes us under, the fearlessness that we are gifted by Ishvara. It not only makes us fearless in the world, but it gives us that ultimate truth, which shows us there is nothing to be feared at all. because this is all Ishwara. This is all Ishwara everywhere. And finally, with verse 8, we come to the divine and ask, remove my worldly desires and remove my sins, O Deva. Remove my sins and increase my faith and devotion towards you. Increase my faith and devotion. So we're asking this worldly desires, it's saying, orient me back to you. This verse, this final verse is again just asking to be shown our true inner north, saying, help me stop seeking it all out there. Remove my sins. This word sins is used here, but you'll see in the verse it's saying that word pap, P-A-A-P, pap. Papa is like the negative karma. Remember, we've talked about punyam and papam. Punyam is our positive karmic merits we accumulate when we act according to Dharma, when we act according to the best of all beings. And papam is when our deepest self knows better and we act alternatively for our own benefit. So we're saying, remove my sins. So we're asking to be removed of that heaviness of our negative karma. It's saying, take away all the mistakes I've made, crimes I've committed, quote unquote, against my own self, against the self that's present in others. Please release me from that and increase my faith and devotion. Because by now the bhakta is very clear that if I want refuge, if I want compassion, if I want safety, if I want all these things, I have only one route, which is to go straight to Ishvara for it. So we're asking for that to be inflamed within us, that little light of awareness that says, this is the direction I need to look, this is the direction I need to go to have relief in all these areas and ultimate self-realization. Help me cultivate that within. And so these songs, just by singing this song, I'm sure you may have, perhaps you've had this experience that in singing this bhajan itself, it's like we get that immediately. Sometimes over the past few weeks, I've been, making milk for my kids or like putting my laundry back away in my closet, and I'm hearing myself sing Jai Jagadeesha Hare, and that song is coming. And so it's orienting me back, orienting me back. So even the act of singing these songs, participating in these bhajans, we do get that benefit that we're asking for from Ishvara. We do get the increase of devotion, the settling down of our chasing here and there, a kind of calming and centering, and knowing what we're really going for, where we're really headed. So these are these 8 verses, and I'm sure you'll find as you sit with them and contemplate what those words mean for you, you will gain many, many more insights. This is just an introductory way of orienting to these words. So now I'd like to again bring it back to Swara. Swara, I hope you can again take us through these verses and help us connect with them more deeply.
Thank you, Ishani. I also have been hearing myself over the last week, and because we've been talking about teaching these past few weeks, just noticing it in the back of my ears as I'm doing things, as I'm going through my day. Sometimes it's the first thing I hear when I wake up, and it really does create a balm, just a beautiful feeling. So I relate to that. I'm going to go through the pronunciation. I'm going to sing through the song one time, all 8 verses, and just to give a pronunciation of each thing to really hear it. And I know last week we went through the first 4, And I'm going to go through all 8 because sometimes it takes us some time to hear the way these words are meant to be pronounced. And it's so helpful to have a way to pronounce them that is as closely in alignment as we can to what the source text is saying, because as we speak these vibrations, they really have a specificity to them. So I encourage you just to really listen intently. If you want to close your eyes, you can do that. And then afterwards, we'll do a call and response so that you can practice saying them. But for now, just really listening. There'll be moments, as if you have the worksheet in front of you that was placed in the chat, there'll be moments where you'll notice there are, for example, 2 E's or 2 A's, and that's the equivalent to maybe an E with a line on top or an A with a line on top. If you know that phonetically, that's just an expression of an elongation. So rather than saying, for example, Om Jaya Jagadeesha Hare, we wouldn't say Jaya Jagadeesha Hare, we would say Jaya Jagadeesha Hare. And those E's, the 2 E's, really extends that. So just wanted to make that note as you're visually reading through that. If you want to visually read through it, or if you want to listen, that's fine too. But that's what that is showing us. Okay. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare, Swami Jaya Jagadeesha Hare, Bhakta Janon ke Sankat, Das Janon ke Sankat, Kshanam Dur Kare, Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. जो त्यावे पल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. Third verse. Mata Pita tum mere Sharan gahu kisaki Swami Sharan gahu mem kisaki Tum bina ora na duja Tum bina ora na duja Asukaru में जिसकी Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. तुम पुराण परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी पर ब्रह्म परमेश्वरा Para Brahma Parameshwara, Tum Sabke Swami, Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. And now the 5th verse, these are the ones that we haven't learned yet. Tum Karuna Ke Sagar, Tum Palan Karata, Swami tum palan karta, मैं मूरख पलव कामी, मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी, कृपा करो भरता, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति Swami sabke pranapati, किस विध मिलू दया में, किस विध मिलू दया में, तुमको मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, दीन बंधु दुख हरता, ठाकुर तुम मेरे, स्वामी रक्षक तुम मेरे, अपने हाथ उठाओ, अपने शरण लगाओ, द्वार पद तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा, स्वामी पाप हरो देवा, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, संतान की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I hope that that was helpful and not too fast for everybody, just to go through those pronunciations and hear it again without the music behind. If there's any part, any few words that anybody is confused around the pronunciation, if there's a word that you're like, wow, I don't quite hear that, can you repeat that? You can put it in the chat right now, and I'm happy to just repeat it real quickly for you. And if there's no questions, then we'll go on to the call and response. Okay. So we'll go through the call and response again, and this time I will say the line and then you repeat the line, so you can really hear yourself pronouncing it, saying it, and we'll see how much time we have left at the end for everything else. Okay. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare, Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare, Swami Jai Jagadeesha Hare, Swami Jai Jagadeesha Hare, भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकटा, दास जनों के संकटा, क्षण में दूर करे, क्षण में दूर करे। Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. Verse 2. Jo dhyave palapave, jo dhyave palapave, dukha bin se man ka, dukha bin se man ka, Swami dukha bin se man ka, Swami dukha bin se man ka, Sukha sampatti ghar aave, Sukha sampatti ghar aave, Sukha sampatti ghar aave, Sukha sampatti ghar aave, Kashta mite tanaka, Om kashta mite tanaka, Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare, Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare, Mata Pita tum mere, Mata Pita tum mere, Sharan gahu kise ki, Sharanagahu kisaki. Swami Sharanagahu mem kisaki. Swami Sharanagahu mem kisaki. Tuma bina ora na duja. Tuma bina ora na duja. Tuma bina ora na duja. Now you. Tuma bina ora na duja. Asikaru me jiseki. Asikaru me jiseki. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. Tuma Purana Paramatma. Tuma Purana Paramatma. Tuma Antarayami. Tuma Antarayami. Swami Tuma Antarayami. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Again. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Tuma sabke Swami. Tuma sabke Swami. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. And this is verse 4. Now we're going into the newer verses. Tuma karuna ke sagar. Tuma karuna ke sagar. Tuma palana karta. Swami tuma palana karta. Swami tuma palana karta. Swami tuma palana karta. Me muraka palakami. Me muraka palakami. Mais sevak tum swami. Mais sevak tum swami. Kripa karo bharata. Kripa karo bharata. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. Tuma ho eka agochar. Tuma ho eka agochar. Sabke pranapati. Sabke pranapati. Swami sabke pranapati. Swami sabke pranapati. Kise vide miludayame. Kise vide miludayame. Again. Kise vide miludayame. Kise vide miludayame. Tumko me kumati. Tumko me kumati. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. Dina Bandhu Dukha Harta. Dina Bandhu Dukha Harta. Thakur tuma mere. Thakur tuma mere. Swami Rakshak tuma mere. Swami Rakshak tuma mere. Apne hath utao. Apne hath utao. Apne sharan lagao. Apne sharan lagao. Dwarapada tere, Dwarapada tere. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare, Vishe Vikara Mitao, Vishe Vikara Mitao, Papa Aru Deva, Papa Aru Deva, Swami Papa Aru Deva, Swami Papa Haru Deva, Shraddha Bhakti Badhao, Shraddha Bhakti Badhao, Shraddha Bhakti Badhao, Shraddha Bhakti Badhao, Santan ki seva, Santan ki seva. Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare, Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare. Whew, we made it through. Well done, everybody. Beautiful. Thank you for working through that entire 8 beautiful verses together. Ishani, do we have time to listen to the song through and sing together today?
Shall we, as we close, just take 5 minutes? We'll play it. We can all look at the words together and just close on a joyful note. And when the song is done, we can say our closing prayer and meet again next time. Yeah?
Beautiful. And really full invitation to feel the song in your body. Allow yourself to really feel the words and the transmission and the generations of transmission that have come through this song that are with us as we sing it.
Thank you. All right, here we go.
Om Jai Jagadeesha Hare, Swami Jai Jagadeesha Hare. भक्त जनों के संकट,
भक्त जनों के संकट
क्षण में दूर करे।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
जो ध्यावे फल पावे, दुख बिन से मन का।
स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का।
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे,
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे।
कष्ट मिटे तन का।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
मात पिता तुम मेरे, शरण गहूँ किसकी।
स्वामी शरण गहूँ किसकी।
तुम बिन और ना दूजा,
तुम बिन और न दूजा।
आस करूं जिसकी।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम पूरन परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी।
स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी।
पर ब्रह्म परमेश्वर,
पर ब्रह्म परमेश्वर।
तुम जग के स्वामी।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम करुणा के सागर, तुम पालन करता।
स्वामी तुम पालन करता।
मैं मूरख खल कामी,
मैं खल कामी,
कृपा करो भरता।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति,
स्वामी सबके प्राणपति।
किस विध मिलूं दया मैं,
किस विध मिलूं दया मैं,
तुमको मैं कुमति।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
दीन बंधु दुख हरता तुम ठाकुर मेरे,
स्वामी तुम ठाकुर मेरे।
अपने हाथ बढ़ाओ,
अपने हाथ बढ़ाओ,
द्वार पड़ा तेरे।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा,
स्वामी पाप हरो देवा।
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ,
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ,
संतन की सेवा।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
पूर्ण ब्रह्म की आरती जो कोई गावे,
स्वामी जो कोई गावे,
कहत शिवानंद स्वामी,
कहत शिवानंद स्वामी,
सुख संपत्ति आवे।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
Beautiful. Thank you all. Let us close now. We'll say our closing prayer. We'll let these sounds echo and reverberate for us today, tomorrow, the next days. And we're meeting again next week on February 4th to celebrate Baba Ayodhyanand's 125th birth anniversary. So we can bring this sense of joy and just happy rhythm to us next week as we celebrate that. So I invite you to join me now in our closing prayer. You can listen along or chant along. Let's meet on an inhalation. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace peace. Jai Ma. We'll meet again soon.